Green flag waves again here at Watkins Glen. Just 18 laps to go as Jeff Gordon will lead him down here. Denny Hamlin, Juan Pablo Montoya all the way across the racetrack.
Oh, I saw that one coming. Truex gave the 42 of Montoya a shot. Oh,
he gets hit by Jeff Burton in the left front.
Yes, that's my fault. Told him to spend it.
The 29 car, Kevin Harvick, has heavy damage. Burton has damage. Two of the Richard Childress cars are running in the top 12, are sitting parked in turn 1.
Now Harvick's really mad at Montoya right now. He's parked in front of him.
Things that happen here. Because
let's see if they're going to fight. I want to see this. All right.
Montoya is upset. Harvick is not a guy you want to mess with.
Those batteries.
What are you doing? Watch this. Oh, here we go.
He's over there and got in his face. He's out of the car.
Neither one of these guys are happy here.
Harvick saying, no, stop it. Stop it. Montoya's to instigate this thing now.
Montoya keeps pushing him, and Harvick's not a guy you want to push too many times.
Well, to be fair, Harvick is the one that walked over to Montoya.
Jeff Burton, Harvick's teammate, gets out of the car, helmet off, trying to get his teammate away.
Good, we're still on the lead lap. Can you hear me, Juan?
After all that, Juan Pablo is still on the lead lap.
Donnie Wingo, the crew chief, warning him to get back in the car and get back up, catch up with the pack, because here come the leaders by. Let's show you again. Here's what happened on the restart with 18 laps to go.
Take a look at Martin Truex. Gets in the back of Juan, gets him all sideways, gets him sliding, rear and gets on it, gets into Harvick. Montoya didn't do that on purpose for sure.
And that's what I was talking about. Harvick didn't realize all this had happened. All he knows is he got contact from Montoya.
And Juan Pablo is saying, why are you in my face? I didn't have any control over what happened. Juan Pablo Montoya.
Montoya, his crew doesn't know that Montoya's car is broke. We saw Juan Pablo Montoya stick it in gear and the car won't go. There's something broken in the transmission, and the crew doesn't know that.
Well, my interpretation was you just got run over. I guess the one ran over the 42, but, you know, it's one of those things where our Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet was really good there at the end, and just it felt like we'd saved our car enough to have a chance to win there, and it all just goes up in smoke because, you know, some people get impatient. But just hate it, frustrated with 42. Just seems like he runs over somebody every week.
It seems like emotions did escalate a little bit there. What were you guys talking about?
I was talking about kicking his ass because that's how I felt about it.
Well, you know, we had a very long first gear and our restarts were always slow, and it's a little disappointing because, you know, we had a really fast car, so I went for the inside to defend the one car, and he punned me. He just hit me behind on the braking, and he spun me, and when he spun me, I collected the 29, and, you know, I got out of the car. So the car was completely trashed, and I went to Kevin and said, you know, it wasn't my fault. I got hit from behind, and he started shouting and grabbing me, and I don't appreciate that, you know. If it would have been my fault, I would go and say, you know, of course it's my fault. And he starts saying all kinds of things, and I don't appreciate that, you know. I have a lot of respect for the guy, who I used to have a lot of respect for a guy like that, because he helped me a lot to start with, and I tried to tell him, dude, if it was my fault, I'd appreciate, you know, I'll say sorry, but when it's not even my fault, don't come and push me around like I'm anybody.
Thank you, Dave and Jamie. The cars are stopped on the racetrack. They have red flagged this race momentarily to try to get the complete cleanup done down in turns 1. There was lots of oil and fluids on the racetrack, and that's a key braking zone. They didn't want to have these cars go through there and have any kind of liquid at all there and have guys go sliding off. Juan Pablo Montoya got his car refired, but it just wouldn't go anywhere. He jumps out of the car frustrated, and they had to pull his car back to the garage. Back with Watkins Glen in just a moment. A big incident in turn 1 involving 3 key players, and just a moment ago, here's what's happened. A fan somehow gets out of the infield area, comes out on the track, and is trying to get Matt Kenseth's autograph.
Oh, do you think alcohol had anything at all to do with that? Oh my God. Kenseth's going, you're not going to believe what just happened here, guys. He jumps over the guardrail, runs back up, and then gets apprehended here.
Yeah, he might get a free ride home.
And Mike caught up with Robbie Reiser, crew chief for Matt Kenseth, recipient of a fan's hat there, I believe, for an autograph. Have you ever seen anything like that in a red flag?
Oh, we've seen a lot of weird things. That's the first time that's happened in our car, I think. But Matt and all the guys there got a good laugh out of it. So, now Biffle and him are going back and forth on the radio talking about it. So it's pretty funny.
And Dave, one of the reasons that NASCAR is so popular is that these drivers are accessible. That may be a little bit too accessible on the racetrack. Let's listen into the radio.
Hi, Robbie. Jumped over the fence. Goes running down there. Jumps over the brake fence. Slides in the right side window of my car and hands me a hat and a Sharpie and says, "Will you sign this?" I'm like, "I'm a little busy right now, buddy." He's like, "Come on, man. Have the balls." And I'm like, "Come on. I'm a little busy here." And all comes trucks, cars, everybody come running from everywhere.
Does that ever happen to you, Rusty? Anybody ever
no,
come
that's
to you?
never happened to me. That's just amazing. And they'll think about that and laugh about that for a long time. Monday morning, when he said Monday afternoon, these guys all go to lunch. That'll be the story at lunch, that's for sure.
You know, we hadn't heard from Martin Truex's side because we saw your cars get into it. So, Kevin Mannion, your take on what just happened?
Well, it happened right in front of us here. The Tracker Boat Chevrolet has been running really good today. We're off just a little bit, but holding our own, had a good pit strategy. And, it looked like Martin got a pretty good jump on the 42 car, and he kind of come across his nose. And I think it was just hard racing down in the corner. And he said it thought like the 42 started wheel hopping, and they kind of just gave him a shove, kind of shoved him into the corner. It was off of him, and then the 29 really had nowhere to go, and they just kind of touched. So a racing incident. Martin is never that guy that would mean to do that on purpose. And if history shows, you look back, he's a pretty clean race car driver.
You know how hard it is to get through turn one anyway. Right now there's rear end grease all over. That's not water, folks. It's not oil. It's rear end grease, which is a lot thicker, slimier. And that corner is going to be so slick when they go back to a restart. And they're doing the best job they can right now to clean it up with the speedy dry and stuff like that. But they're going to have a problem down there.
Thank you, Dave. Robbie Gordon, who wanted to have two cars in the race today, had put a car in for Marcus Ambrose when rain.
They threw a lot of fines out. And I was talking last week about the fines here in NASCAR. The fines have approached close to $1 million this year. And I wonder where that money's going. It used to go in the point fund. And NASCAR assured me this morning that the money is still going in the point fund. And then I made a suggestion to them. They've got the new NASCAR Foundation, which is distributing this money to all these different foundations. Is what if we put that point fund penalty money that you're working with into the foundation, and let's give it away to charity. So that's under consideration right now. So it might happen. But for you fans wanting to know where the money goes, it's going to the point fund, and it might go somewhere else. You never know.
And these guys should be okay on fuel, providing that we don't go green, white, and checkered. They have given the command to refire the cars. And let's head down to our pit studio with Susie Colbert and Brad Doherty.